everybody, and welcome to the Noel Zone. As usual, we've got technical difficulties. Isn't that weird? My camera is not working. Well, as usual, technical difficulties. So we'll try this again. Nope. We'll keep trying. It doesn't happen on the other channel. It's weird. And I noticed as well that YouTube is demonetizing my streams before I go live. Absolutely awful. Haven't made anything on this channel in 3 months, no wonder. Anyway, let's bring on my guests, because just in case I keep going out, we've got me co-hosts in the background. So we'll start off with the one and only Queen Charlotte.
Hello, everybody.
Fantastic. She's on. And PD Rich.
Hey,
Now, let's see if I can get my camera working this time. Yay.
We can see you.
Well, welcome to the Noel Zone. Yeah.
There goes the sound.
What, my sound has gone crap out.
There you go. There you go. That's fine. Stabilized.
Right, it's stabilized. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Nicholas Horton in the chat. He says, hello, Your Majesty.
Hello.
Hello. Anyway, yeah, so it's been a week since I had you on, guys. There has been some controversy in the gaming community with this Starfield. As did a video which has kind of gone viral and the media have picked that up on. If you haven't seen it, it is an epic rant, and I do agree with him. I mean, nothing sacred. He's right though. Nothing is sacred. So the latest controversy obviously is your audio sounds like. Well, it's every time I use these AirPods, folks. I mean, I don't know what to do. It's like if I bring the guests on, then I won't be able to hear what they say. So I don't know what to do. It only happens on this channel. It doesn't happen on any other channel. And I stream on 3 different channels. So I don't know what to do here.
It is odd.
Yeah, I'd say ditch the AirPods, personally. Your Chromebook just can't handle them.
No, it can't be. Hold on. Right, let me know if this makes a difference.
Oh, we can't hear it all now.
Can't hear it at all. No, I can't hear a word.
So we've become part of Wednesday streams now, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's Wednesday streams. We get it on a Saturday night stream. Might be having 2 of us on.
Maybe.
I haven't set my mic up myself. There we go. I've set my mic up now so it won't overload. Normally does. Normally it's on his nice panels that tells him what the sound's doing. That's what I got on my end. Oh.
And thank you, the legend of the travelling TARDIS.
Thanks,
just
Christian.
Chatted $2, I think that is, if I can read my many symbols.
Yeah, it's a pair of earphones. Yeah.
Towards Noel's new AirPods. Hi, PD and my queen. Hello.
Hey up.
How is the sound now?
Yeah, I can hear you again. I'd say it's the camera in the AirPods. It's overloading the USB.
It's ridiculous, man.
Cyril Bus has only got so much.
Case.
Oh, Cyril Bus is only so big.
Nah, I've got to try and get this working because
no, your mic's gone.
Not.
More quickly.
Would getting stuff that I know you didn't like it, but how getting just a pair that you plug in will fix it, which is the cheaper option than a whole new laptop.
I got a nice pair of wired for 20 quid.
That's what I'm thinking. Just get some wired headphones, Noel.
Get some wired semis or something. That's what I got for my phone. Don't have to go and pay 200 quid out for a professional broadcasting headset.
That's what I mean. It's like
even though I didn't pay 200 quid for this headset.
And let's see if we missed. So Cinnamon Toast is in the chat. Thank you for coming,
buddy.
Cinnamon. And hello, Nicholas is also in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't think I've missed any. But TARDIS has just popped in.
Spider.
Hello.
Yeah. Hope your recovery is going well, TARDIS Spider. I think I just settled back down myself, mate.
So, PD, do you want to start and get it? Because a few people have mentioned this pronoun thing. Do you want to start with what you think?
The pronoun thing is that, look, the clip that Az showed, I can understand it in a video game, but yeah, she can't stop. Bethesda actually put it in the options menu for the game Starfield. It's a bit like Fallout, a bit like everything else, Dragon Age and Fallout, when you select your own character and build your own character. You can now put their pronouns in. And it's all going around Doomcock's army as well. We're all taking the mick out of it, so yeah.
See, I don't see why people are getting angry, personally. I just think it's there. It's not a massive part of the gaming experience. It's part of the character creation menu.
Yeah, in a way.
And for me, it's not much different to basically picking, like we've done for decades, male or female.
Yeah, it's just an expansion on that, but it's like all pronouns now. I just turn around and say, can I play as a lesbian Juniper Perry?
Yeah, I've always had this approach that if it doesn't harm anybody in a game, and if it's not like controlling all of the game afterwards, which it isn't, it barely affects Cinnamon. That's my opinion on this. If it barely affects the game.
Did anyone spot it in Mass Effect 3? The woman talking about her wife at the counter on the Citadel. Did anyone spot that? Did anyone spot that you could have sex with Caden if you're a male shepherd?
That's what I mean. To me,
it's always been there.
For me, it's just I don't get the furore. I really don't about this.
I just take the piss out of it. That's me. So I deal with it. Just take the piss out of it. I'm done with it. Like, did you see that bit? Oh, yeah, she's asking about her wife.
Yeah, no, for me, it's like character creation is meant to have everything it possibly can if people want to use it. And if people want to use it, it's there.
Yeah, it's just, as I said, the graphics of this game are terrible anyway. Absolutely awful for a Bethesda game. It's so
cheap. I don't like the aesthetic. I've not played it, so I can't talk about the playing aspect. But I watched the first hour.
Yeah, it just doesn't look good.
It was too grey as like an artistic choice. You can tell they're purposely. It's very like very earthy, like dark, like very dark colouring, isn't it?
Yeah. And they're all the woke people. The woke tards are already hitting it anyway. It's colonialism in space.
Well, it is being a space explorer. So
yeah, what do you think you could do as a space explorer?
Yeah, I like that point. Like
all day.
Surely we've all seen the absolute creatures people can make in character creation screens.
You might want to be a non-binary alien.
It's tentacles. Like you can do so much other, and just to have this little thing in a menu, which is what I think, what I saw.
Yeah, I'm a bit 50-50 about it. I can see Az's point, but it's like this was inevitable,
Yeah, like for me, it's like I said a couple weeks ago. I said about the Baldur's Gate stuff. People were making a fuss about that character creation screen.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's D&D based. So in D&D, if I wanted to play a male character, I could. And I have, actually, in the past. So it's just that idea of freedom. So, of course, the character creation for that game was incredibly... You can have a male body with a female voice. You could do all sorts.
Yeah, it's also going on about the clone character that she's cloned from a male guy. It's like, well, she's a clone. You could probably tweak her DNA. DNA was probably tweaked in the test tube so she'd come out as female to hide her. It's like you're in the future, mate. You're not in. It's not. I can understand it in medieval times. Oh, I'm some kind of some kind of golem of someone, but I'm a woman. That would be a bit. Yeah, that wouldn't work. But if you're in the future, it could work. I mean, come on.
Yes, I'll say this. They finally updated their engine, which has been needed for years, Bethesda. You've had that same engine for God knows how long.
Oh, God, we've had it since Fallout 4, I think.
So it does look a lot better. Like the best the Bethesda games ever looked. I just don't like the artistic choice they've done for it. For me, it's too minimalist, too grey, brown. Unless it suddenly changes halfway through the game and you get lots of more brighter colours and over-the-top vistas.
I mean, I'm not very excited about it because we've had the Outer Worlds. It's like, that was Fallout in space.
Yeah, but I think
why would I want to play Fallout in space again?
We've had so many fancy RPGs. People wanted a space one, so
yeah.
But I heard the actual story was good in this Starfield. Like for a Bethesda game, I've heard the story's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
Which is, I would argue, is the thing you really want to make sure you get right, and it sounds like they have.
You've got to get the story right. That's the whole thing. That's the point in Hollywood at the moment. No one's getting the story right, so fans are going, "Oh, this is crap." And they go, "Oh, you're a racist for saying that." It's like, no, we're not.
Yeah.
We can just spell a crap story 100 miles off.
Are they PD? They're not building characters and stories.
No, that's the whole point of making film, making TV, making games. You've got to build you can say realistic, but you've got to build an understandable world. It's got to make sense. It's got to work.
Yeah. And I'd say that should be what people should be judging this game by, not because it has a pronoun thing in the menu. Yeah. It's for me. It's just, I think it's
it was to my actually. It was coming anyway, so
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think the argument that Az was trying to make was it's infected everything. Like nothing is being left alone. Like, it's like we can't have Arton, but they can have everything. And I get his argument from that point of view. I think it is nonsense, actually, to be quite honest with you. Yeah. You know what I mean? This, like, pronouns in the game. Will you get over yourselves? Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's a game, and I know some will say, well, if it's a game, pronouns should matter, but it does matter because in the music industry, it's in the film industry, it's in the TV shows, the entertainment, it's everywhere. Right? There's nothing out there that's sacred at all. They have to mess with it with some way, whether it's gender swapping, pronouns, or whatever other fucking rubbish they want to come up with. Anyway, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS did give us a $2 super chat, so I just wanted to make sure that was called out towards Noel's AirPods. The AirPods not the problem. The AirPods are top of the range AirPods. It's this channel. It's sabotage because it doesn't happen on the other channel. Doesn't. Works perfectly, right? I've seen YouTube is tampering with me channel. So there's nothing I could do about it. I just have to suck it up because it doesn't happen on the other channel. So I know it's not the computer. Computer handles it fine. I'm on the go and check the other channel. You just will see everything goes off without a hitch. It's only when I'm on here it all goes to shit.
Have you had guests on the other channels when you've streamed? That's the only other factor I can think.
No, but I've shared articles and stuff and I haven't had a problem like I do here. So
okay.
It's definitely here. They've sure put up a video today because people wouldn't believe me on me not being able to monetize my streams, and I put up a video and proved it to everybody. No matter how much I put on monetize my stream, it wouldn't monetize my stream.
That's just odd.
Yeah. Totally odd.
Anyway, I hope I sound better because I'm not adjusting the sound. So this is the sound.
You sound actually really good now.
Sound perfect now.
Good. Yeah. Right, because I fixed around with I messed around with the settings myself instead of StreamYard doing it. So I hope it's better. So as I said, we got Legend of Traveling TARDIS in the chat. Cinnamon Toast Grunge TARDIS Spider, Nicholas Horton, and if I've missed anybody, let me know. So yeah, back to what you were talking about, guys. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I understand for some it feels too real world, invading something that you use for escapism. But for me, it's just personally, I don't think it's that much of a thing to make. But that's just me. I know people have a different view. But I do find it funny how viral this has gone and like how it's blown up.
I think it's because, as I said, it's everywhere. Nothing can escape this woke virus, and you know, you just again you play games for escapism, right? Why everything has to be this way? Because I remember we keep it. This is why it is a big deal. It's a small minority of the whole population of the fucking planet, for fuck's sake, that's being pandered to left, right, and centre. I mean, they had Pride Month in June, but yeah, Pride is still going on, right, in different parts of Ireland right now, different counties, right? You have a month in fucking June, but yeah, it goes on all year round. This is the point. This is why I think it's gone viral. And he's right in everything. I know you have a different opinions with Charlotte, because, like, you know, it doesn't bother you as much. You'll just get on with the game anyway. But for players, for other players out there, it is a big deal to them, you know? So there is. I can understand I can understand your point of view, but I get why he's as angry as he is. Because it's everywhere. Nothing is sacred anymore. You can't play nothing without pronouns or gender swapping or some fucking nonsense coming out of a character's mouth. Like, we play games to escape all of that shit. Like, we can't even play video games anymore, and it's in front of us. Even FIFA 23, knock off critical comments if you're offended, because there's a bunch of fucking snowflakes out there, right? That they even have a setting to get rid of fucking the critical commentary because people are so fucking soft and weak in this fucking world. No, man, he's absolutely spot on. I'm sick and tired of it myself. But that's why I don't buy many games now. I'm very careful when I select my games now, right? And I usually just go for the car racing games and all of that, because none of that nonsense is in any of those games. And I'm not really a car-loving fucking gamer, to be quite honest. There's a select few games that I will play that are car racing games. But I'll play those games over most games now because, you know, there's going to be some fucking crap in it. And I'm sick and tired of it. I'm actually sick and tired of it, man. It's everywhere. Just leave one thing alone. Can we not have one thing? Is that too much to ask? You want everything else. You want our flags all over the place. You want us to celebrate once a month. But it's not once a month. It's all year round. Companies pander to you, the news, the governments. Like, can we not have that now? Is that the way it is now? Is this revenge or something? Because in our heads, like, you know, this is revenge because we got everything or whatever. You worked fucking crap that comes out of our mouth. Nah, sick of it, man. Sick of it. Can't even play FIFA without someone banging on with pride flags and all in FIFA. What the fuck? No, man. I want to play a football game. I don't want to be seeing some fucking idiot avatar holding a pride fucking flag. Sick of the fucking shit, man. Get away. Right? If they want to create their own LGBTQ plus games and all of that, like everything else, that's what they should do. But no, they want to infiltrate other franchises and bully gaming companies and actually fucking destroy gaming companies until they do and bow down to them. So no, while people might think Az's reaction was an overreaction, I think that's exactly what was needed to highlight this fucking issue, right? Because it's happening in the other parts of the entertainment industry, and it needs to be called out because the gaming community and the gaming fucking industry has been hit hard by these wokies, and they're fucking destroying everything they get their hands on, and it's an absolute disgrace. Just leave fucking things alone and do your own shit.
It's beyond them to leave it alone. They've got to do it to appeal to the big Larry Fink god. Oh, personally, if I was a Larry Fink, I'd punch him to death. There we go. Said it.
Seriously, man. No wonder all these classic consoles are being sold out and shit. Because people realise gaming back in the day was so much fucking better because it was about the games. It wasn't about fucking politics or any of that other fucking rubbish. They just made games because they wanted to entertain people. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. No, I'm sick of it now. Sick of it. I'm getting sick of listening to this bigger. Well, get the fuck out then. All right. If you don't like what I have to say, get the fuck out. All right. Nobody asked you to come in here, you little snot nose, and start fucking making comments like that. If you don't like what I have to say, you fucking jog on and you do your own fucking shit. Don't interfere with what I fucking do. All right. That's how you deal with scumbags. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, who is Smokey?
He's gone.
He's gone, and we're not together anymore.
Door ages ago.
It's got Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah. But I even heard Larry Finks going, "Oh, we made a mistake here with all this ESG stuff." It's like, well, you made the mistake, you fucking idiot.
But that's the thing. The people who were pushing this are now starting to look at what it's done and look at the repercussions.
Hang on, right. But I just want to answer. So how am I a bigger when I'm saying create your own fucking games and your own fucking library of movies and TV shows, you fucking moron? No. It's been a long time since I've done this. Let me just indulge me for this one. How?
He's gone.
Seriously. But it doesn't matter. He's listening still because he's a little freak. They're all little freaks. They all keep listening. Right? So be like that freak and come in and actually say something to me because Sicky is all creeping around. You got anything to say? Come on and say it to me. This is what I'll fucking say to you morons. Right? Why can't you just create your own stuff? I'll tell you why you can't. It's pure fucking laziness. Right? So don't be coming in here calling me the bigot when the people that are pandering to you are the fucking bigots because they don't do you any justice. All right? So,
no, it's like how it's been pointed out so many times. They all have their flags, but they won't do it in countries where you can't celebrate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because we know what will happen to them.
Yes.
Right? It's not right, by the way. I want to make that clear. It's not right, by the way, but that's what will happen. And that's why Greta won't go to China and places like this because her message, they basically tell her to go and get out of the country. And she'd probably be arrested and put in a camp somewhere. But that's what you get for play. You know, you want to play silly games, you win silly fucking prizes.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
Yeah, you want to try and mess with what works. You want to try and make what's with Victorian systems that have worked for generations. What do you think is going to happen? It's going to blow up in your face and take your face off with it. There we go. Said it. And it's very funny how the Saudis have now gone and joined BRICS over the World Economic Forum, isn't it now? Yeah, well done, Larry. You've just started another freaking Cold War, you prat. That's how I feel about it. Prat. And Schwab.
There's just idiots out there.
Yeah,
they slag us off. We're literally trying to tell you how to fix the problem and stop all of this shit from happening. And call these companies out because they're just pandering to you. And they're not even doing it right. And they're shamefully not doing it right. And you are just lapping it up because you are a bunch of idiots. Because you will take any little thing that they give you, rather than do it properly, right? Flesh out these characters, create games, but no.
Yeah.
So
it's like we said. Look back at the 90s and the early 2000s. There was plenty across the board, whether it was games, movies, TV. There was plenty of proper different strokes and different folks is my little saying for it, because that encompasses everything. And it wasn't in your face. We had got some brilliant characters, fleshed out characters and worlds, which did have your non-traditional people and stereotypes as your cast. And it worked. And it proved it works. It's like Marvel, for example, look at how some of their original characters were female, like Black Widow. Like you had Thor, who was Nordic. You had a cross.
Yeah.
You had so many different things represented, and it worked, and people loved those first Avengers movies, and they were big, and they've never really met that level of success. But it's been forced out, and that's the problem.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's just
ramming it down people's throats, but they don't even have the decency to explore. We keep saying that on this channel, when they race swap roles, we're saying, well, you mean to tell me that there's no African American stories or stories from Africa that you can't bring to the wider audience? You have to just race swap a role rather than actually create something brand new and fresh. And I'm a bigger for saying that because I want it actually to be done properly. See, I'm not against, I'll watch any cinema. I'll watch any TV show. The characters are well fleshed out and there's a good story. But as soon as you start making it about certain stuff like we see in today's modern entertainment, well then, I'm sorry. I'm going to call it out. That makes me a bigger fine, fair enough. What people like you do that support this nonsense, you are actually doing more harm than good to the people that you are basically saying that you are standing up for.
They're the NPCs, aren't they? Really?
Because, like all people that you call bigots, I've got people in the LGBTQ community that I talk to quite a lot. And they don't agree with all of this nonsense. So are they bigots too? But you probably would call them bigots as well, because that's how the techies actually are. You won't listen to them. It's your way or the highway. And as I said, for 5.5 years,
isn't that authoritarianism?
Right, all of us here, no matter who's been here, right, we give our opinions, right, and we don't back down from them.
No.
So you can, names that you use there, you just use them to dehumanize. As soon as you come in, you start calling someone a bigot, transphobic, and all the other labels that you've used over the last few years. You've already lost any sort of standing anyway. Nobody's going to take you seriously because we see you default to that. And now we've seen lately with certain activists in the trans community have been getting violent towards people. So when you don't get your own way, this is what you resort to: name calling, violence, and all of this. But just won't intimidate us. We ain't backing down.
Certainly not.
Right? And we ain't stopping. At the end of the day, you want to support all of that, that's fine. You go ahead. We're going to continue to call it out because it's wrong. It's exploiting. It's exploiting vulnerable people and vulnerable groups.
Yeah, considered to be a useless idiot. Sorry, useful idiot. And what's going to happen?
That's what I mean. So
the pendulum swings back. What is going to happen? You're going to get
a reward.
You're going to get nice ice cream. Going to get a reward? No.
Mm-hmm. As long as Hollywood and others in the industry continue to do what they do, you'll have more people like Gary, myself, and others out there, and they'll grow, and there'll be more channels. Every day there's new channels being born because of all of this nonsense. And the voices are getting louder and louder. And Hollywood is hemorrhaging money right now. So
congratulations on that one, Larry.
Whether you like it or not, it's going to change because Hollywood has to change because this woke virus cannot sustain in Hollywood. Because the studios now are losing money. What's going to happen is you're going to end up bankrupting them all.
Yeah.
But you see, they'll all start again from scratch, but they won't make the same mistake a second time. What they'll do is they'll just focus on what they need to focus to do. And what they need to focus on is actually creating decent stories and decent worlds and escapism for us. So, in the long run, you're always going to lose this. Obviously, you've had these little victories along the way. But I know who this guy is actually now, who came in.
Oh, is that our little Welsh friend?
No, it's not the little Welsh friend. This is the fella that back in the day threatened me life with a sniper rifle and sent me all vile images. So you can remove him. He's obviously back again to troll. So go ahead. I'm not even going to give him. He's actually found me on Twitter as well. He's a bit of a space. He's one of those people that should be locked up in a mental institution, but instead in society we've embraced them, and and stuff like that. Instead of getting them help, we've actually made them worse. But there you go. Yes, I know exactly who that. That's the same fella that said those vile things about you know who, which.
Oh God! Is it the guy I turned around and had a go at and said it's all over, and he's probably coming back now because he thinks it's not.
Right. So it doesn't matter. Let him. Just it's boosting me numbers, so that's all good. But go on.
But it's like you were talking about the money thing. Like recently in the news, it's got in the news that AMC has had incredible success and money because they're going to show a Taylor Swift concert.
Yeah.
Like that shows how much the industry is hurting right now, that they're having to literally go to Taylor Swift and say, can we please show some of your tour? And then it's like, apparently the website broke. It was ridiculous, the amount of tickets that got sold. And they have been doing this for a while, not in the regards to the Taylor Swift thing. Obviously, this is a first to sort of get a mega pop star to agree to it. But in the UK, they've done it with a same idea, but a bit different. And I've actually always thought it was a good idea that certain national theatre performances get put on the big screen in cinemas and you can watch it. I've even
View used to do that.
I've watched one, Frankenstein, because obviously I'm never going to be able to go to London to see these shows.
Yeah.
But it's a brilliant way just to get to see them in some way. And I've always thought it was a good idea. So it makes sense now that they're looking at different revenue streams. They're looking at different things that they can put there. Because let's be fair, the summer's been, bar and 2 movies, it has been an absolute washout this summer when it comes to big blockbusters.
More ways than one.
I do agree with the studio shouldn't hire back these wokies, but I mean, I think it's getting to the stage now where these writers will have a decision to make because the studios don't seem to be backing down at all.
No, they're going more into IA, if anything.
Yeah, so it's but this is good because the American people and the rest of us haven't had to suffer the shit propaganda woke that they've been coming out with for the last few years.
Yeah.
So I think it's given everybody an opportunity to go back and watch those TV shows and movies that they've enjoyed over the last few months. I think this is what the best thing about this whole writer strike has been, is the fact that the entertainment, everybody is now going back and seeking out all of those, as I said, TV shows that they enjoyed first time round and re-watching them. And that's the way it's going to be for a while. Let me see.
Or to point to what you were saying, people are trying different genres or shows that they previously never would have watched. Like foreign stuff. I think in the next couple of years, you're going to see a massive boom in these foreign shows that have been obviously made abroad and they get bought and they get shown on streaming or on certain TV stations. So I think that's another thing. Like I really think the industry now is going to have to change and really not keep going to the same sort of wells and look at what other things it can do. And I actually think that could be exciting. We might get some experimenting again. We might get some risky, in a sense, choices again, because they might think, well, we have to take a chance a little bit now.
Yeah. Apparent AMC, I heard there. I don't think we have any in Ireland, so but I do know in America they've restructured the company to try and survive and all of that. And people that bought shares and stuff shared in pictures at the cinemas, like ripped seats and all of that other rubbish. I mean, you can't even keep a decent cinema. How do you expect to stay alive? But it's the industry's fault. You make shy. It's the cinemas that suffer. And it is sad, really, because it was thriving. That industry was thriving a few years back. Obviously, we did have the pandemic and other stuff, but they were making shit movies before the pandemic, and it was in a bad way before the pandemic, and then the pandemic hit. And then what were they out for? 2.5 years? They couldn't show nothing for nearly 2.5 years or whatever it was. So they've been rightly screwed. The major big chains have never recovered. They never will recover.
No.
What's going to happen eventually is a lot of these brands are going to have to merger with each other to survive. And then hopefully over the next few years, then as the industry cops on finally and starts just making things to make money, then you might see new cinema brands pop up, and hopefully the industry, because that's what we want at the end of the day. Like, we don't want it to collapse if they actually just did the right thing. But
yeah,
I think a lot of us now are kind of nudging them towards collapse now, and we don't really give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
And we should, but
them.
we just don't. I think we just lost all of our fucking sympathy for anybody. I don't really care if they all collapse now. It's just, look, yous have contributed in pandering to and trying to indoctrinate and preach to us. So in a way, you kind of deserve everything that's coming your way. What the fuck happened there? My flag fell down. Shit.
I think it was a two sort of horrible combination, wasn't it, of bad quality movies, and then when the fan bases reacted, we don't like this. It was, we're going to attack you. And then it wasn't just, oh, I've watched a bad movie or a bad show. I've been called everything underneath the sun for not enjoying it. So it's like, well, that just sours the whole experience more than if you were to see a bad movie or watch a bad season or whatever the equivalent is.
I mean, I remember, and I keep bringing this up as an example because everybody was praising it, but I didn't like the new Suicide Squad movie with Peter Capaldi. Thought he was wasted, and I actually didn't like the style of it. I didn't like it, but I got a lot of stick for that and a lot of hate for that. But this is what I don't understand. You're entitled to your opinion, right? Like you are. Some people love that movie. That's great. Wasn't my cup of tea, but I'm not going to go and bash for liking it. But because I disliked it, you're only disliking it because you just want to be a hater. No, it was actually shit. I mean, if you think it's big giant star and all of that other stuff, right? Also, on top of that, what was hypocritical was every bloke in it was a scumbag or was a bad father or had mammy issues or whatever, but everybody just ignored that. But I wasn't prepared to ignore it. That movie is god awful. I'd rather watch the first movie over that movie anytime. And I know the first movie has its problems, but that's where I am on that. Fans of Saint Row were called terrorists because they criticised the game. Of course they were. And
that studio is now gone bye-bye.
Dead.
That developer.
Bye-bye. And that's what you get, and you deserve it.
Yep.
No sympathy. Deserve it. You're going to come out and call your fans that because they didn't like the game because of what you did to it. You deserve it. Simple as that, right? Bang,
and I'm sorry. The writing in that game, the dialogue that the characters had to say, it was like, this is beyond bad. This is like teenagers got given a writing assessment at school and they did it the night before. That's how bad the writing was.
Oh, yeah. Should we take an electric vehicle? Oh, no, we need the power.
Oh, why are we criminals? Oh, because of student loan. Just like,
okay. God. Yeah.
Really? You're doing that old joke?
Look, I respect you wanting to take a green vehicle, but we need the power on this one. Yeah. Oh,
and you had one character banging on about how bad capitalism is while he was stealing money and committing violent acts.
I know. Hypocrisy, yeah. That sums the SJWs up in a nutshell.
Yeah, it was so hypocrites. Unaware. It was just
unaware, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, really? You're unaware of where you're going wrong.
Tardis Spiders in the chat, and we got Kieran in the chat as well.
Hey, Kieran.
So yeah. Anything else, guys? Just want to move on to. We've got about 15 minutes left or so.
Yeah.
If there's anything else you just want to bring up?
Oh yeah.
I better fucking plug my computer in before I lose all power. So hold on.
Yeah, that might be why
Jesus Christ.
dying.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe that's what it was.
Yes.
Not power going into it.
Only on
Jesus
battery,
Christ, man.
Yeah,
There I am
running
thinking-
three USB items on battery. Yeah.
We solved it.
There you go.
Right, I'm plugged in. I've got the power. I think.
I have the power.
Yes. I got the power. Right, let me see. Have I got the power? I do. I got the power. Anyway, what was it? I know most of you will miss this, but Charlie Daniels' band, Simple Man, had it right. Shame because the developers wanted to make Saints Row 2.5, basically wanted to make it about crime, but the publishers, Deep Silver, wanted their big special friendship game. All right,
they wanted the Larry Fink game, didn't they? Well, we want a loan from BlackRock, yes. Oh, it's like
so they just couldn't make a game.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't realise
you know what?
Loans from BlackRock State
all
Street.
the staff in that company. Yep. I just want to say one thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it's like I saw that story pop up, and I was like, okay, so if you got pushed, which is the vibe I'm getting if this story is true, into this direction, then why were you so hostile to fans?
Yeah.
If it wasn't even, if we are to believe this new story, if it was the people up top, like the business suits who don't have a clue what they're doing, like most of the time, telling you to do this, then you should have been actually understanding of the fan reaction if that wasn't even what you wanted to do in the first place.
Thank Daniel. Jesus Christ. In the chat. Fucking hell, Daniel. Anyway.
No, that's not
side question. How popular is Halloween in the UK? Well, I don't know. You'll have to ask me guests who are from the UK. I'm Irish. So, like, you keep mixing me in with these Brits. Don't like it. Right? I'm Ireland. Nothing to do with these fuckers. So ask them. Yeah.
It's not like he's literally got a flag as his background.
Doesn't have a flag, no.
Yeah. The British flag, yeah. The British flag is blue, white, and red. And some other fucking colours. Who gives a fuck? But that's their flag. This is my flag in the background. Right? Northern Ireland, part of UK, Republic of Ireland, the south where I'm from, right, is its own country. Right? The bastards have Northern Ireland. They won't give it back to us. Joke. But no, it's not a joke. It's the truth. Anyway, but that's the story, right? So, right, if you want to know from an Irish point of view of Halloween is big, I could tell you it actually is. Yeah, kids love it around here. The adults get dressed up in their costumes and you have Halloween parties and stuff like that. The adults go to Halloween parties and stuff. And we have nightclubs that do Halloween themed discos and all of that shit, and it's good. But yeah, I think the Brits are the same though, but I can't speak for them, so I'll let the two English people tell you what Halloween is like. But yeah, please, I'm Irish, right? No, Irish.
And very quickly, actual Daniel's in the chat. Hello, Daniel.
Hold on, was that not Daniel in the chat?
No,
the first time?
No,
he's not Daniel Liz anymore. His name is Scottish Davros. That's how you know it wasn't him.
Oh, so they're still trying. All right, sad little kids. Yeah, don't forget to dislike or like the stream or whatever. You're watching, so you're adding to me views and helping the algorithm. So thanks, we appreciate it. Anyway, I'll keep an eye on that as well. So yeah, it is. It's popular in Ireland. What's it like for you guys? It is, but you celebrate Guy Fawkes as well, don't you? So
yeah.
And you have
I would say
bonfire night.
I would say you get more bonfire stuff in this country.
Yeah.
because it's actually part of our history. There's a proper link. Whereas Halloween has always felt a bit like it's very much an imported thing over here. It's like something that you might do as a kid, but unless it's different, but I would say I think it's pretty like people do it. You'll go past the odd house that's really decked out and really trying, but we've never had loads and loads of trick-or-treaters. We've sort of never had the big thing. Might be different in different parts of the UK, but where I've always lived, and I've lived about, it's always been just, it's Halloween tonight. We'll put some stuff out if people want it, but it's not been a big thing. PD, what would you say?
Yeah, we call it a Hallmark holiday in my part of the country. It's just just to raise money for Hallmark and the card companies and the costume companies. And there's nothing really big that happens. I've been to the odd Halloween party. Alice Cooper liked playing. Can't say that name, can I? Alice Cooper likes playing concerts on around Halloween. And that was he's good at it. He loves it. He wants to bring all the American traditions to the UK. But I don't think he's going to win. But his concerts are good. He does a Halloween concerts, but that's about as big as I've been to.
I would say obviously the bonfire, like I said, it's got that link with our actual history. So you always have those going on. You always get fireworks now. You always learn about it in school, like why we have it. No, we don't.
No, not over this side of the pond. No. So we're both in agreement. Three of us are in agreement in that. No, we don't celebrate that here. No. That's New Orleans. Anyway,
I was going to say that's very sort of
Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I'd tell you what though, I would love one day if I ever went to America to go to like a parade in New Orleans because they always look so much fun.
Oh, they're fun.
They do.
They look crazy, and I like the whole spookiness of like a bit of the spooky association with it. Then
I tell you what, it is a big deal in England and in the Republic of Ireland, and I'd say Northern Ireland as well. Christmas, but over the years though, it has become commercialized. But from a family point of view, Christmas is still a big deal. For families, because it's an opportunity, obviously, if you don't see each other too much, an opportunity for families to get together, to have the usual scraps over Christmas and make up and drink plenty of alcohol and stuff yourself with food. So at Christmas, it is for me, and for me, it's very personal Christmas now. But not the commercial side of it, but just me, because cook the Christmas dinner and stuff like that and get things prepped. So I fully embrace it.
I love it. I love the songs. I love just the sort of how everything changes on the telly a bit. And I've sort of, my family, we always do the proper Christmas dinner. We get everybody round on the day. And I'm just a kid. Whenever the tree goes up, and then presents start appearing, my mum says, Charlotte, you become a 5-year-old to me every year because I just sort of have this smile on my face.
It is good. Look, we haven't had much to fucking celebrate over Christmas these last couple of years. But last year, I got stuck in, I did the dinner, and by the end of it, I actually did end up enjoying Christmas. But I was actually dreading that one. But this Christmas now, I'm actually really looking forward to it. Can't wait to get stuck in and stuff and do all the stuff and be mad. And Teddy gets excited as well because he knows there's something up. He doesn't know what it is, but he knows there's something up. And watching him get his presents Christmas morning still does it for me.
Do you have any traditions, PD?
No, not really. We don't really do Christmas anymore. It used to be a big thing. We just probably have Christmas dinner. That's about it. I think it's just going to be my dad and myself this year, I think, because my mum's going on holiday.
Oh, that's nice for her. She's getting away.
Nice for her. Yeah, not for her.
Yeah, good for the ma, but not good for the lads. The lads are stuck at home trying to cook Christmas dinner.
I was going to say he's cooking.
Who's going to be cooking the Christmas dinner?
The Indian restaurant, I think. Local Indian restaurant.
There you go. Oh yeah, because it's different. Because it's different in the UK. Yeah. See, in Ireland, the slight differences is everything closes, including the pubs Christmas over here.
Everything's open here.
But as in the UK, it's completely different. You have stuff open, and you can still go out and do shopping at Christmas Day. You can't here. Like everything closes Christmas Eve at a certain time, and then it doesn't open until the day after Christmas Day, which is Steve's Day for us, right? But I like that, and that's one tradition that they're trying to get rid of here. But I do like that because I think it gives it. I don't know what it is, but I think it makes it more Christmassy that everything's closed. What would make it even more in Ireland, is if we actually got snow Christmas now. That would top it all off. We did get it one year.
It here, do we, PD?
Mm-hmm.
Very rarely.
We can get it either too early, like a month before, or like 2 months afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a fun question. And the chat, you can also join in. Favorite Christmas song?
Oh, jeez.
Favorite Christmas song?
Oh, I haven't really got one. Oh, yes, Christmas in New York. It's my favorite.
Yeah, it is. It is Fairy Tale of New York for me.
The one. Fairy Tale of New York is my favorite.
But a close second for me would definitely have to be Band-Aid. Do They Know It's Christmas? For just some weird reason, that song still to this day is just a proper jammer during Christmas. And you'd have to put George Michael in there as well. I mean, there's so many good, decent Christmas songs. I do love that. Yeah, well, I do. Yeah, do you know what? That song used to grind on me as a kid. But as an adult, I actually like that song now. I even hated it in Doctor Who because that's where Wizards, that was actually in the one of the Christmas specials, that song.
I've got a dirty version of it.
I hated it.
I love it.
White Christmas, I'm dreaming of a white. Yeah, I do like that song as well, but we have
my go-to is Fairy Tale, but if I have to do a second because you guys had said it would probably be Wizard.
Yeah, I wish it could be Christmas every day. Oh,
I love the backing. I love the singing in it.
The John Lennon song, John and Oko song, what's that playing? I can never think of the name.
War is Over. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's a cracking tune as well. The best thing is you only get to hear them once a year, so you never get fed up with them because it's only when I mean once a year, I mean you listen to them over the Christmas. Some people listen to the Christmas songs now. There's Christmas radio stations. I can't do that. See for me, as soon as the Guinness for us over here, right? It's both ads. It's the Guinness Christmas ad and the Coca-Cola Christmas ad. When you see the Coca-Cola Christmas ad, everybody here, it was officially Christmas. But for here, it's the Guinness ad. So when they play that ad on TV for the first time, that is then officially Christmas to me, and that's when I'll listen to the music. So I look out for that Christmas ad. As soon as they start playing that Christmas ad, straight in. And it's always the first week or something in December that they play that ad. So I think that's good. You know, you can listen to your Christmas music all the way through.
No, because what I love about Christmas songs is there's so many memories attached to them. I can remember part of the fondness for Fairy Tale I have is I've got so many memories of being in the car with my mum, and we both like to sing in the car, and us both absolutely belting out Fairy Tale. And the proper, even the older naughty words as they're now seen as nowadays, like proper belting. So I have so many good memories of singing
Shakin'
with my
Stevens actually. Merry Christmas, everyone's an underrated song actually at Christmas time. You know, the one with what's his face, the comedian, and the Benny Hill, the music video. Benny Hill's is Father Christmas in it. The snow is falling.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, children playing, having fun. Yeah, that's a great song.
They're all good, but it's just like everybody's got their preferences.
Yeah.
That's it. The Toys R Us. Those ads were great. Do you remember them ads?
Toys R Us, Toys R Us, that one.
Know. Yeah. They were brilliant. And Smith's Toy Superstore Christmas ads were brilliant as well. Your parents, of course, fucking hated them.
Yes.
Right? But we look forward to them. Oh my God.
But I can remember the Toys R Us because it was hand drawn, wasn't it? It was like proper hand drawn, old fashioned. I love that style. So it was just brilliant.
Even going into a video store during Christmas time was always a special time because you'd have some Christmas releases. The shop would smell of pine because they'd have the decorations on the tree. You know, oh man, stop now. See what you did? Bringing back memories that we don't have because they destroyed them all. They're gone. There's not even a well, there is in America now. They've reopened a Blockbuster. Blockbuster is coming back, but it won't be the big powerful machine it was. But we don't even have a extra vision Blockbuster. And what was the other one that went bankrupt? There was another video store chain that went bankrupt as well. Oh man, but they really did care, didn't they, back in the day, though? They really put an effort in.
And if you had a big enough family, and you probably can all relate if you've got that, having to go when you're like little, I'll say, and being told, right, you've got 3 choices, and there's 4 children all wanting their video. And the arguments we had, the 4 of us, it was blazing arguments in the middle of the shop about who's going to get
the
this
staff. But you know what I loved about the staff? It didn't matter what video shop you were in, even if it was a family-owned one, and there was a few of them as well back in the day. They were always very nice and had patience, even with the kids. Oh, here, if the kids were acting up, they'd have lollipops behind and they'd be giving the kid to shut them up so their parents could go and make their choice. Here's a lolly. Shut your blade mouth. Here, but they were really nice. Always had a smile on their face.
I can remember the guy who ran ours would sometimes be like, I'll put it to one side, because that was the other part of the argument. Because he'd be like, well, it won't be here next week. Like, it won't be. I want it now because it won't be here. So the guy would be like, I'll put it to one side and then you can have it next week.
Yeah, they used to do that. You ring them up and say, listen, has that video? When is that video? Oh, yeah, they've just dropped it back. Yeah, can you hold it for me? I'll come down and collect it. Oh, yeah, not a bother. Come on. Yeah. Get in there straight away. Grab the fucking videotape. Brilliant, man. We know who that is as well.
PD, remember the 80s Coca-Cola commercial?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember that one, but I wouldn't. It's 80s.
Holidays are coming.
I remember that bit, like that, because in this country that was a big thing when the Coca-Cola advert would play.
Yeah.
Holidays are coming. Holidays are coming.
Yes.
Holidays are coming. It's the season. Do. No, my favorite one though. What I did like that one, but you remember a few years later they did the polar bear one where it was the Manny polar bear.
I preferred that one.
Yeah, that was my favorite one. That was the one I preferred. That always put a smile on my face. I recently saw it on YouTube. Because I'm looking at old ads, you know, a YouTuber that does old ads, and that ad with all the different ads with the polar bears showed up, and it just brought back some great memories, man. Yeah, we know who that fella is. They're right. I just wanted to acknowledge it the first time, but he's just a sad little individual. We're literally talking about Christmas songs, and he still wants to draw.
Yes.
So he's
having arguments in video shops,
and he'll never get laid, and he'll always be a little weirdo. So let's just leave it at that. But yeah, I mean, I used to love, man. You know, they say that Christmas kind of loses its magic when you get older. And for a time, I will say that is true. But I think as you get older, though, you do kind of re-embrace Christmas and you get into it. And it is a special time. Like, it is. Christmas is. It is a special time. It does have that. it does feel different, and the atmosphere is different around when it's Christmas time. You do notice, and people are. It shouldn't be just Christmas time, but people are kinder and nicer to each other. They make that little bit extra effort to be nice to you, you know, because probably prick to you all year round, and then Christmas comes along, they're like, you know, what would you like to go for you? Yeah, you'd be a prick to me in a week. Anyway, but you know what I mean? But still, you make the effort, and people are a little bit kinder to each other. So, you know,
and I think you know, I just, like I said, I love, and it's why I think I'm always going to be a kid. I think there's just that vibe of being childish and sort of having a bit of silliness and a bit of daftness, and that's what I love.
Yeah.
Well, actually, as Charlotte asked, and we'll finish with this one. As Charlotte asked, what's everybody's favorite Christmas song? I think the next logical question should be to ask, what's everybody's favorite Christmas movie, actually?
Oh, I like Die Hard.
So you watch Die Hard over Christmas, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
That's your movie?
Hard. Well, actually, it's a Star Wars movie. That's what we normally watch at Christmas. It's always the tradition.
You know what mine is? It's actually weird that you pick Die Hard, though, but mine is similar. It's Lethal Weapon. For some weird reason. I think that's a Christmas movie, personally, but...
Yeah, it was set at Christmas.
You know, White Christmas... I'm not going to say that, but A Wonderful Life and A White Christmas people always bring up, and I just don't get it with those movies, personally. Even as a kid, I could never get into them. Same with Miracle on 34th Street. Like, I mean, it's a decent movie, but...
If you like an emotional sort of cry sort of thing, they're the movies.
That's my favourite version, Cinnamon. It's my favourite version.
Because I'm going to be awkward. I've got two.
Well, what's your favourite?
No, and I'll go with what I first thought, because I've got a really close second. But my first one is Gremlins.
Oh, that's a good choice.
Oh, that's a good choice, actually. That is a good choice. That is a good movie.
Movie,
yeah.
I think it's got so much charm. They didn't overcomplicate it. And I love Gizmo. And
no, I agree. Actually, that's a good choice.
The other bit is it's really dark. Like by the end, you've got like people getting killed horribly. But for a kids' movie, it's so. But it's also got the Christmas theme, obviously, because he gets it as a Christmas present.
Yeah.
So Gremlins.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice. Muppets Christmas Carol, says PD Rich, but a good choice. Christmas Carol Patrick Stewart version. I like that one and the other version. There's two versions of A Christmas Carol I like. But I do like the Patrick Stewart version very much. I think he's brilliant in that, actually, to be quite honest with you. That movie was one of my favorites to watch over Christmas, but I'd have to say Lethal Weapon is probably the first movie I will put on during the Christmas period. And then more than likely it's actually Die Hard. And then Charlotte mentioned that I will watch the Gremlins. I have a whole list of movies, including, even though they're not Christmas movies, but I watch them around Christmas time. And trust me, for some weird reason, they when you watch them around Christmas time, there's just something that makes them extra special. But the Back to the Future trilogy, I will watch over the Christmas period. And I love watching that as well. But I have to say, Lethal Weapon's definitely up there. Daniel, of course, supporting the old Brits there. He watches the In-Betweeners movie. And it's on every Christmas. And Cinnamon Toast there with Arthur Christmas as well.
And Legend has put A Christmas Story, Christmas Vacation, Charlie Brown's. I tell you one that isn't set at Christmas. To my memory, it's not, but I sort of associate it and watch it. Is I've blanked on what it's actually called, where they get stuck in like a mall. The kids. Oh, what's it called? And it's got a very young Peter Capaldi in it.
Oh no, I don't know one.
I'm blanking. I know this movie, but I'm blanking now on it.
Oh, Pirates is a good film.
Ooh, Pirates of the Caribbean are over the Christmas.
That's a good idea. Oh, everyone watches Harry Potter now, don't they? It's got Christmas in
Harry
it.
Potter.
Well,
Well,
it's
we'll be
always
all
on
watching.
ITV. It's like they just go, sack it, it's Christmas, let's put Harry
Star
Potter.
Wars and Harry Potter, yeah. And BBC shows Pirates of the Caribbean because that's all they've got.
Of course, movies that we do watch. Nicholas Horton's just put it in the chat there. It just hasn't come up on StreamYard yet. There it is now. These are good list of movies as well. You've got Muppets Christmas Carol, Home Alone 1 and 2, Santa Claus the movie, which is my favorite Santa Claus movie anyway. Now, are you talking about Santa Claus the movie, or are you talking about the Tim Allen version of Santa Claus? Because the Dudley Moore one, you did say that. Okay, I didn't read that. Sorry, should pay attention. So, yes, that movie is absolutely... I love that movie. That movie is so under fucking rated. It's a brilliant movie. And Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman and so on and so on. Yes, the Snowman as well. Actually, that animation, the Snowman, is brilliant. You know, to do that song as well in it that everybody tries to sing but butchers. And of course, Doctor Who Christmas specials. Yeah, not anymore for me though. Bad Santa. I mean, the first one is great, but you know, it's one of those movies you have to be in the humor of watching, really. You know, the others are family friendly, where that one isn't too family friendly. You've got the Grinch as well. Charlotte is looking all serious there. I hope she's
I'm trying to find this movie and I can't think what it's called.
I was like, she's there. She's just stared. Can she hear something? Anyway,
I hear you. I just muted myself because I'm typing.
The Grinch as well. The Grinch. Yeah, that's a decent movie as well.
Maybe I don't know what that's really.
Well, look, when we get closer to Christmas and stuff, we normally do Doctor Who watch Christmas specials, but this year we'll do some Christmas movies, or movies that people think are Christmas movies, and we'll do them. Okay, as I said, I'm not covering that and got to do with that TV show at all, right? And I know the three lads are coming back to do this thing for the 60th, but I don't give a shit, right? So,
well, so far, this concert, so far it's not going to be televised. So if this is the same music concert that got talked about previously.
Yeah. So
it's just going to be on May 2.
Yeah.
Anyway, look, we'll leave it there because, you know, I'll have to spend some time with, and, you know, birthday and all of that. So, yeah, still kind of, oh, there's Teddy. Here he is. He dictates everything in here. Sorry, Teddy, I'm nearly finished, buddy. Jesus. I'm sorry, buddy.
He's telling you.
Yeah, come on in there. Yeah, he's telling me. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll do channel shouts. But before we go, I just want to thank everybody that's watched a couple of streams on here today. We were streaming over on the other channel and the gaming channel. So we've literally done all the channels except for Rumble. But we've streamed over all the other channels today. So go and check out streams. Plenty there on different channels for you. If you're a Manchester United fan, of course, go over and hear my opinions on the Anthony situation and the club statement and the statement from the player. Of course, I did a stream earlier on. I had a bit of a moan and a bit of a laugh at all the stuff that I read this week on X, which was funny. So if you haven't watched that, that's on the channel. Go and check it out. This channel, I should say. Of course, we've had this stream, and we'll be back very, very soon. And Cinnamon there is a Middlesbrough fan, and you know, they're shit this season for some weird reason, but it's always the same with Middlesbrough. But they'll bounce back as they always do. But when it's too late and they can't get into the playoffs, it's always the way. It's like they're like our club, joke, but we're a bigger club and we're just like bigger. Anyway. I'll shut up now. Oh, I was driving cars on the other channel. And that's where, the stalker was over there earlier as well. So over on the other channel, because we're going to be driving myself around the bend playing the game. So join me. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now and hand you over to Queen Charlotte and then PD Rich. They're going to tell you what's going on, where you can find them and all of that. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Don't forget to like, share. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Because if you don't, I'm going to haunt you in your dreams tonight. I've got that power. So subscribe. Anyway, hand you over to the Queen. Go ahead.
Yep, so you'll catch me on Type 40. Live is back. We came back last week to a big welcome show. So we also what we've been doing. This week, I think I know Simon, Dan, Shah and Sarah went down to Hooverville over the weekend. So I think we're going to be talking a bit more about that, who they spoke to, experiences and all that fun jazz. And then maybe a bit of current news. I don't know exactly, but if we've got time, probably we'll do a bit of that as well. And Dan's carrying on with his reviews, so keep an eye out on them because he's got lots of different guests for each Doctor that he's doing a story, so catch those up. And yes, you'll catch me there on Thursdays, and not every Monday, but some Mondays, if it's a really hectic news week, Dan's going to be doing a second live stream, like a Type 40 live, but condensed on a Monday. So you'll catch me on them when I can on the Monday and on the Thursday. So you'll catch me Mondays and Thursdays on Type 40.
Fantastic. And we hand you over to the one and only PD Rich.
Yeah, well, Rabbi's now streaming Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays regularly. So you'll probably find me in the chat, on odd days because I'm not busy because I've been a bit busy lately. So normally find me then. You probably won't find me tomorrow because I'm busy. It's getting like that. It's getting that season again. But yep, find me there. Subscribe to Gobbick, the Gobster, and Jack Main as well.
Fantastic. So we will leave you now this evening, folks. Enjoy it. And we shall see you back here very, very soon. And I am off now to have some refreshing lemonade and maybe a little snack to eat because I would eat. Yes, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, actually, because that wouldn't go down well on YouTube. But I'm going to eat something, not vegan stuff, but proper stuff. I'm probably a bigger for saying that as well. But I love me meat, so that's what I'm going to do. If I can actually get to the brand section on this stupid fucking thing. And by the way, have you just noticed that it's like 8:15 and it's dark now? Isn't it great? We're getting to the dark evenings now. So I'm going to have to put... I know that is one thing. Today was hot. But I'm going to have to start putting on my light now during live streams because it's going to start getting dark now. And that's when I love it, when it gets dark like that. This is, I don't know. For some weird reason, I just love the darker evenings. Yeah, maybe it's because I'm a night owl. There you go. Anyway, here's the trailer. See us. Have a good one. Bye. See you
later. And